A worker must know his rights, what his limits are in carrying out his duties. For a worker, there are workers' responsibilities, there's employer's responsibility. The employer has a duty of care to all employees. So the worker must know that whenever he's in the space of the employer, he has a right to a safe workplace. Also, the employer is supposed to produce a safe system of work. So when an employee is in the space or at the workplace, he has the right to a safe system of work. He has the right to know the hazards inherent in that job and also the controls and measures that has been put in place to mitigate or to reduce the effects of such. Also, the employee has a right to know, to 8 working hours. There's a limit he must work. He cannot work round the clock, though depending on terms of engagement. But usually it's 8 hours, and is also entitled to breaks in between. Based on labor law, at least 30 minutes to 1 hour within 8 hours, an employee must have a break. Also, the employee in the working space is entitled to a sanitized work environment where welfare such as water, clean water, a restroom is provided by the employer. And that's why you see NSITF try to carry out audits to ensure that the employers put these things in place for the employee. We go to companies checking their systems, their processes, and the welfare packages that is available for them to work with. And in places where we notice any knowledge gap or any provision gap, we try to advise the management and give them...
Have you been to the Secretariat? I'm just thinking, listening to you now, I'm asking, have you been to the Federal Secretariat? No, I don't know.
That would sound like a dorado to a journalist.
No, because
Yes, I've been to the Federal Secretariat.
Yes,
I'm getting there. You know, the issue of occupational safety and health is still evolving. And unfortunately, the public service have not really been able to grasp and fully be committed into it. The public sector and the informal sectors. But when we talk of safety in some formal sectors, you find all these things in place. Example, you have the AGIP, you have the Shell, you know, those companies are so advanced in safety because the mother body is foreign and it's a safety culture, and the performance or investment is based or tied to how safety is being upheld because it increases productivity at the end of it.
Don't you think there are more workers who deserve to be safe in public, in public sector, in the public sector, that you should be looking out for instead of, these places you're calling that, everything is made available?
No, what I'm just trying to say is the NSITF has actually incorporated the informal sector and the public sector, where we have regular stakeholders meetings to enlighten them. Because the truth is that lack of awareness is a key issue. If the management, if the top leader is not even aware of what safety is, how is he going to implement it for the employee to enjoy? And based on our economic issue, our laborers, the workforce, they're ready to work just because of the money. You know, not really concerned about the welfare, their rights. They don't, and unfortunately, some of the labor members that are supposed to fight for them are in the same problem. So they tend to just let it be a giveaway. But just as I said, NSITF is doing a lot. We have a lot of stakeholders engagement with even the National Assembly. We have Federal Ministry of Labor, with our stakeholders. We hold a lot of forums to enlighten them, to train them, and emphasize the importance of health and safety in their facility and how it end up improving even the productivity at the end of it, because that's what most companies are concerned about, profit. you know. But if you try to tell them that for you to get that high profit you're looking for, your main asset, which is the employee, must be in the right moral standing, and also must be health-wise okay. If it's not healthy, there's going to be a lot of absenteeism, which is going to affect the work at the end of the day. There's going to be a lot of turnovers. When people find out there's a lot of accidents in this place, you know, they just can throw in their resignation and just leave, you understand, to look for better places. And also the brand reputation of such companies is at stake.